tell me you be so ducked off, working on music, you gotta be exhausted. And I be like, nah, I'm really feeling tan fresco, you feel me? That means so fresh in Spanish if you didn't know. Big dog trying to get at my weight, so move and get out my way. And I ain't write the song Paper Planes, but I really been in my A. My ex said I was seasoned with the rapping, but I don't care about Obey. Don't even worry about it, God got it, so really what a hater gon' say. Now I ain't trying to start nothing, look what we done. I really wasn't trying to flex, this ain't one-on-one, I know it ain't all love. Jazz. Alright, so boom. The big coming Carlos said he had a lit pregame and I could pull up on him. Tryna roll. For real? Bet. Pull up to the pregame. Yeah. Pull up to the pregame. Pull up. Pull up. Pull up. Pull up. Hey. Pull up to the pregame. Yeah. Pull up to the pregame. Pull up. Pull up. Pull up. Pull up. Hey. Catch a vibe, come and meet the team. Come and kick it with your fave 3. Chop it with us, come and join the stream. Trust me, y'all, it's must see. It's a culture party if you partaking. Hottest podcast, it ain't no debating. It's ringing off cause it's so engaging. Let's keep it y'all. You won't find this on no other page. This kind of talk, this kind of cloth right here is tailor-made. What up, love? Tryna have fun, we the plugged in. It's for the people so the culture win. Need an outlet, then tap in. Come tap in. We keep it fresh with the content. We even got Bash Stop from Carolina Blitz. And Shot from P&P, they're a perfect fit. Cause what's the point of a pregame if it ain't lit? It's lit.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the pregame. We lit, we live, and while y'all at it, like, comment, and subscribe. We're back. We went on a little hiatus, little break for a little bit, but we are back in the building. My guy Shot, what's good with you, my guy?
What's good, man? Is my mic okay? I was scratching a little earlier.
Yeah, you were a little bit. I watched the video about 45 minutes ago.
Yeah.
You sound good.
Am I good now? Am I still scratching?
Nah, you're
okay.
Good.
All right. I don't know what was going on earlier, but I heard it too. I was like, bro, what's going on with the mic?
Hey,
that's about to get redone in a minute, so it's all good. You
been doing your research?
Yeah. I already know what I'm getting. I need to order it, bro. I'll be lazy. I'll be having it sitting in the cart. You know what I mean? It just be sitting there.
Sitting there for a little bit. Nah, I feel that.
I feel that, there, bro.
Yo, for some reason, but look, ever since you said you're doing this little marathon, we're gonna talk about it because I definitely want to hype this marathon up. This is pretty dope idea, bro. This is pretty dope. But ever since then, I feel like every day this week you've been on the podcast. Every single day.
Hey, bro, I'm tired. I'm not gonna lie, I'm tired too, bro. I'm tired. It's a lot of content. We ramping up for the season. You know, it's like the preseason for the pod. You know what I mean? Like you gotta work your way back into the season. So that's what I'm doing right now. I'm just, trying to stay lit. It's a lot going on, man.
It's a lot of energy around here right now, bro. It's a good feeling, man. It's a good feeling. We're gonna get into it in just a little bit. For everybody who's watching, welcome back. We starting off. I put this on Twitter. I need to put it on Instagram. But we're gonna start off our new time. It's gonna be 7:00 moving forward. If you don't know, around like 8:20 is usually when Thursday night football starts. So we're trying to get ahead of that. So we're going to do Thursdays at 7. So just 30 minutes above what we usually do. So Thursdays at 7 is our new time. So tell your mama, tell your daddy, tell your sister, brother, cousins, all of them that we're going to do Thursdays at 7. That's the time we're doing. So Sha, you know how we usually do. I know you say you're tired, but what you pulling up with, man?
No, I'm good, man. I don't know, pulling up a little bit of excitement, man. Shout out to, all the schools back in.
Yeah.
My daughter getting ready to start high school, which is crazy to me.
How you feel about that?
That's it, bro. It's just I'm getting old, man. Like it's crazy. It's crazy, man. My LB sent me a picture of him and my daughter back when we was in DC, and she was like real small, and I'm teaching her how to drive now. So it's just crazy. It's crazy, bro. It's crazy, man. Life goes fast, but it's really fun, man. It's enjoying it.
It really does. My oldest is going to middle school, so 6th grade.
Yeah, same. I got a 6th grader too.
Okay. But it's good. But you've been through the middle school piece before, so you
Yeah.
kind of know what to expect, right?
And I kind of cheated because my daughter goes to Mallet Creek STEM. They have a 5th grade, so it's just you just switching buildings.
Oh, that's beautiful.
She know all the same people, so it ain't
That's a
a
win.
real jump. It ain't a
That's
real
a
jump.
win. That's good
Yeah.
though, man. Because we're laughing about it. I was laughing about it earlier because I remember like my first day of high school, man. I didn't know anybody going to the high school I went to. Shout out to Independence, who is getting crushed, not getting crushed, but they're up 24-0 to Keep Pounding High School Classic. And last time I checked, it's 21-24. They didn't got scored on 3 times. That's a whole nother story. But that first day, I didn't know nobody, bro, because everybody went to a different school. And so like I was sitting by myself for lunch. And so that's good that she's going into high school knowing a lot of people. So shout out to her.
F that, yo, bro. Listen, I was a military brat, and so I was moving every 2 to 3 years.
So
You
yes,
gotta be able to, I mean, you gotta pull yourself by the bootstraps, get some new friends. Man, I got friends from different decades. Like it's dope. To me, that's dope. Like you get to start over like every 3 years. Like that was fire to me. Like,
that's good, bro.
friends,
like that first day was rough for me.
Yeah.
Come
on, man.
But it was just the first time. I didn't say every day. I said the first day. The first day of school, you know, you catch a vibe, and then the next day you get your friends, you realize who they are, and next you know, you big man on campus. Like that's how it was, man. Like give me some grace, y'all. It was the first day. The first day.
Yeah.
You don't know what to expect. But cool, man. So we're gonna get into some content. We got some really, really dope content to go through. Shai, I told this is one thing I want to go through with you, a little hot take questions. I didn't put this on here because it's gonna be Panther related, it's gonna be towards the end, but this is gonna be the last time we are on the pod before we get the final roster. So I want to hear some hot takes and what you think, especially with the trade and everything. But we'll get into that a little later on. The first thing I want to do, look at me, I was not prepared like I usually am. I need to get my slides up. So hold on one second. We got a starting lineup. So we're gonna do a starting line after this, but the first one I want to do. Actually, I think I want to start off with the starting lineup. Let's start off with the starting lineup. All right, so let me pull up my slides here. And while y'all, I don't even know if it said you say pull up with energy. I didn't say what I was gonna pull up with. I'm pulling up with excitement, man. It's good to be back. I'll tell you why I'm pulling up with some excitement a little later on once we get into it. But man, like it's been these last couple of weeks have been fun. You know, I got a lot of ideas brewing up for the pod, and so I'm excited to kind of get that thing rolling. And yeah, man, it's been fun. It's been fun. So starting lineup, here we go. So if y'all didn't know, Maxwell, the artist, is having a Tiny Desk. Do you watch Tiny Desk, Shot?
Yeah, I watched a couple recently, man. I saw the Locks up there. I saw Kaylani's joint. So yeah, I'm not a huge Tiny Desk guy, but I do when I catch them, I think they're pretty dope.
Yeah, man, it's a nice little vibe, man. So Maxwell's doing NPR. His is dropping. He already did it. His is dropping tomorrow. So make sure I go check that out. It's a nice little vibe. But man, I was like, yo, Maxwell definitely has some hits. And that'd be really cool if we find like a starting lineup in terms of our favorite Maxwell songs, right? So, you know what I'm saying? We may have some of the same songs on this list, Shot.
Yeah, for sure.
But I think the cool thing about it is like how we order them is going to be the difference. So I'm going to try something different here. So I'm going to remove it so we can be on the same screen. And I'm going to put a little banner on real quick because we're going to talk about the favorite Maxwell songs. So I want this to be clear. So for those who are new, so I see we may have some new people in here. We start from 5 to 1, 5 being the least favorite and 1 being the top Maxwell song. Once we say number 5, I want y'all to throw in yours as well. We want this to be interactive. If it's trash, I may put you on the screen. If it's great, I might put you on the screen. Who knows? But Shot, number 5, your favorite top 5 Maxwell songs.
Yeah, so number 5, I'm gonna go Lifetime. Lifetime is dope. Yes, number 5 for me.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go Lifetime, number 5. I'm gonna preface this by saying I'm not the biggest Maxwell guy. Like he got bangers, of course. But I'm not like akin to his entire catalog like that. So I'm gonna go with the obvious joint. So don't crucify me on them joints. You know what I mean? So I want to preface that.
We on the same page, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, it's your preference, bro. That's what we always do starting lineup. We're not saying what you think the world thinks is great. We're saying what you think is great, right?
Fair enough.
But you know, Lifetime at 5 is interesting. You know what I'm saying? So for me, I'm going Pretty Wings.
Okay.
So Pretty Wings for me. Pretty Wings for me is 5. I think it's a solid song, really good. But I think I got it at 5. I got it a little lower. Dang, that's crazy. Somebody put Ascension at that's
Yeah,
wild to be at that low.
that's disrespectful. Yeah,
That's
that's
wild.
disrespectful.
We'll get into that though. But yeah, Pretty Wings is one of his newer songs, you know what I'm saying? But I didn't really listen. Like I said, I know all the Maxwell hits. I don't know the B-sides that could be really good.
Yeah.
But Pretty Wings, number 5. What about you? 4, Maxwell.
Number 4, for me, Woman's Work, of course, man, banger.
That's a good
So
one.
Woman's
That's a good
Work,
one.
classic.
You gonna sing it?
Man, nah, I ain't gonna sing. I ain't gonna sing none of these joints. You ain't about to catch me slipping. They ain't gonna clip me up, bro. Nah, I'm a vet at this, bro. I'm not gonna get clipped up. But Woman's Work is definitely that joint. Shout out to Maxwell, man, for sure.
Yeah. So I left the Woman's Work off.
What?
Yeah, I
You
did.
can't
I
leave
did.
Woman's Work off the list, bro.
But let me, once you get into my list, you'll see why. But for 4,
Okay.
I got something.
Okay.
That's my jam.
Okay.
That's a good one. Like that album was a pretty good one. I think it was Maxwell's Urban Hang Suite or something like that. That's a good album. So something. It's a nice little vibe. You know what I'm saying? So that's my jam for number 4. I see Sierra got 4 too. Oh, everybody trying to climb me because I left A Woman's Work off. Don't worry about it. Just listen to the rest of it. Listen to the rest of it. All right. So number 3, what you got, Shad?
That's where I got Pretty Wings. Pretty Wings number 3 for me. Yeah, you gotta have Pretty Wings up there. For sure. Solid for sure.
Okay. So before we get to 1, if you have an honorable mention, we'll let you do an honorable mention if you have one. If you don't,
I don't have one. I think
right, I got an honorable mention. That's the only reason I say that. I got an honorable mention. So number 3, this is where I got Lifetime.
Okay.
I got Lifetime at number 3. Really, really good song. It was going between that and the other one for 2, but I decided to go Lifetime 3. Really good song. Nice little vibe to it. Good little story. Lyrics are nice. Lifetime number 3 for me. All right, top 2. Here we go. Number 2.
Number 2 for me has to be Fortunate. It's got to be Fortunate number 2 for me. That's who you got 1?
Nah. Yeah, I mean, yes.
Okay,
yes.
You got Fortunate number 1. Okay, fair enough.
Fortunate number 1. I got Ascension number 2.
I got it reversed. I got Ascension number 1 for me, bro. Yeah, that's a vibe, bro. Ascension is a vibe, bro.
Ascension is so dope, bro. When
it's a vibe.
It's something about when that beat drop and he go woo.
Yeah.
Bro, it's just like, you just turn it up. So
vocals.
That was just a good day. I ain't got no. You see, I stopped right there.
Yeah, you did.
I ain't getting the rest of it. But Fortunate for me is that's that song, man. But Ascension is like that's like my go-to. Like I want to hear it. You can put it on any playlist, a cookout playlist, a birthday playlist,
exactly.
in the car playlist. It's a vibe.
Yeah, so that's what it is for me. Like for me, I like songs that put me in like a certain mind space. Like I can put the song on and see myself where I was back in the day. Like an Ascension does that. That's just a dope track, bro. You got family around, you cook out, good vibes. That's why I rock with Ascension for number 1.
I love it. No, I'm with you on that, but I think Fortunate, I don't know, man. Something about that.
I respect it, bro.
I don't know, bro. This is a tough one. I went back and forth. And I didn't realize how many hits he had until I started going through it. Because I left off a woman's work. I left off Lake by the Ocean. It's another one that I'm not thinking about that I left off too. But yeah, what is everybody's number 1? I see some people had 2 in there. What is your number 1 song? Or is it just me? I don't know. But Fortunate, I only see one person. No, nobody had Fortunate. Maybe I'm the only one, but that's my jam.
Yeah.
That's my jam. All right. So before we continue, I definitely want to say a huge thank you. Oh, number 1, Pretty Wings. This Woman's Work as number 1. That's not Woman's Work. That's nasty work if that's number 1.
Oh, you ain't got to take that.
Bro,
you ain't got to take that.
No, that's A Woman's Work number 1. That's crazy. But I want to say thank you to everyone who either like, Chad, I'm gonna take a page out of your book, who could make it or could not make it just based on RCPs and all of that. Thank y'all so much. This was such a dope experience, such a dope vibe, such a dope event. Shout out to everybody who was there. Of course, my guys Shad and Dave, Vashti, Sheena, Dunk, Preston. You are a GOAT, my boy. You are a true GOAT. This was a lot of fun, man. Like, it was a nice vibe. It definitely got me thinking about a lot of different things, shot of like, yo, how can we, like you said, take this on the road, but how can we do this on a more often cadence? And also got me thinking like, yo, what does a pregame live look like? You know what I'm saying? Like, think about if we did a starting lineup and we played the songs.
Yeah, that'd be dope.
Without having a copyright. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a lot of different things that we could do. And I'm like, yo, we got to run it back.
Yeah, I mean, this was dope. This is the second time we've done it. A bigger crowd this time around. The RSVPs went crazy, but maybe we should have went back to what the original plan was. I know, but I just didn't sit right with me. So it's cool. It's cool. But next time, yeah, for sure, something to think about. Next time we probably will. But yeah, man, this was such a good vibe, man. Good people, good energy, and man, I love it. And listen, I do. I hate the fact that everybody couldn't see it, couldn't be there, but it was an experience. Everything isn't meant to be streamed. Everything isn't meant to be, publicly viewed when you want to view it. Like sometimes you got to pull up, no pun intended. But you got to pull up and come to these experiences because it was dope. It was fun. We had a blast, good times, drinks were flowing. My man Preston, like you said, man, kudos to him. The turnaround time for that, I didn't expect him to get that done until maybe like the week of week one. Like he knocked it out so quick, got the clips out. And Preston is the G. The footage is amazing.
I gotta check it out. I haven't seen it yet.
You haven't seen it? I gotta send it to you, bro. The footage is amazing. The live show is amazing. Man, and it was great. I mean, it looks like a full on production like TV show. Like that's how good the footage was.
Yeah.
But it's all good, man. Maybe we do need to run it more often for sure. I agree with it, man. Shout out to Hot Fly too for allowing us to do it.
First off, shout out to Hot Fly. We got a real good relationship with Hot Fly now. They like even when we're leaving, we're breaking things down and everything. They were like, "Yo, y'all come back anytime." Yeah. They're like, "We love y'all." Like the fact that we were able to bring a lot of business to them. But then two, like just the simple things of putting everything back where we found it.
Right. They were very appreciative of that.
Very appreciative of it. But it's all out to you all for cleaning up after yourselves too. You know what I'm saying? So everybody showed up.
Well, not everybody cleaned up after this. I had to throw a lot of cups away, but it's cool.
We can call them out. Shout out to Prime Podcast. What's good, my guy? But yeah, no, it was dope, man. It definitely got me thinking, man. I got some ideas, and we gotta sit down and talk and catch up, shot about some things. But we can definitely take this on the road, and it was dope. So shout out to everybody that pulled up. Shout out to this cast. Shout out to Dunk and Dave for flying. Dunk was already down here for training camp. But thank you, Dunk, for pulling up. Dave, thank you for catching the breeze, Soul Plane Airlines, and pulling up on us, man. It was a vibe, bro. I had a great time.
It was great. We probably could have potted for another 2 hours.
No, we definitely
could have had enough content. But it was fun, man. Good vibes, good people, good energy, and that's what I'm about, man. It's good stuff for sure.
Yeah. And Shy, we had a lot more to talk about, a lot more on the list.
We did. Yeah, we had to accelerate because we run out of time, man. Maybe next time we started up at like 5. I know a lot of people were saying that they wish it was right after practice. Maybe that's something we can do next time because you do have a lot of people that attend the joint practices. Yeah. Maybe we get something with Hotline. We can do it right after the joint practice.
Yeah, they'll be down for it. And honestly, they'll probably let us hold it for however long. You know what I'm saying? Like if it's right after to then. So that's something to definitely think about, man. That's definitely. And then hopefully they got the AC working in the other spot.
Yeah, for sure.
Because that'll be a better spot. But we'll get into that. So let's get into some content, man. All right. So boom. I'm not sure if you saw this, but the title of this particular show is called Tell Your Truth. Because I've been seeing a lot of people, at least this week and a little bit next week, have been in this sense. And I guess it's like this is just the 2024 feel. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody wants to come out and just tell their truth. But Tua, from the quarterback from the Dolphins, was on a podcast, and Brian Flores was the guy in the purple hat. He is the coach, the defensive coordinator for the Minnesota Vikings. He formerly was the Dolphins head coach. But Tua was on a podcast, and they were just asking him what's the biggest difference between Mike McDaniel and Brian Flores. And he used an analogy and said, let's say that you were working somewhere in a company and your boss told you that you sucked at your job every day, that you're terrible every single day, and you really start to believe it. And then you got another boss that comes in and just talks about how great you are and how we can utilize your skill set and how you're going to be great for this team. I thought that was very interesting that he came out and said this, especially with Brian Flores still being in the league, Tua still being in the league. And a lot of people, there's been a lot of backlash between whether he should have said that, whether he shouldn't say that. So my first question for you, Shad, is was he in the wrong for calling Flores out like that?
Man, I don't know. I don't know whether he was in the wrong or not. Man, I'm never gonna say that a player shouldn't speak their truth. You know what I mean? So for him to go out there and say what he said, and listen, I like the fact that the players get to control their narratives too. There's a reason why Tua wasn't that great that first year. You know what I mean? There was some things that were going on, and maybe that played into it. Maybe that played into his performance. And now he's got a new say we got the similar thing going on with Bryce. Right? Bryce could probably say the same thing. He probably not going to, because that's not who Bryce is.
Right.
But Bryce could say the same things, but yeah, I can't blame him or tell him shut up and play. Like, nah, I'm not gonna do that. Like, yo, if you feel a type of way, then it is what it is. Now, with that said, be prepared what comes with that. I don't know if y'all play the Vikings, right? If y'all play the Vikings, there might be some smoke. You know, his defensive players may want to play for him or whatever. Whatever the case may be, you just got to be prepared. And I did see Flores' response. You know, he was real, cool about it, and he just said, "Hey, listen, kudos to Tua or whatever." But I don't know. I commend both sides for doing what they did, basically.
Yeah. I think it's interesting, man. Like I'm cool with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, like you said it best, like just be prepared for whatever comes after that. I think it's interesting that, Tua gets his bag and then finally his personality starts to shine a little bit. Like we've seen a lot more from Tua. Tua was known to be this quiet guy, cool, calm, collected, real, keep to himself. He may say things, every now and then. I know that him and Ryan Clark had something last year about like the weight, like when he was gaining some weight, he was saying that he looked bigger and fatter and all these different things. It's a whole situation. Right. And he stood up for himself then. But this time it wasn't being defensive. You came out and said something. You could have literally took the high road and said, hey, it is what it is, this, that, and the third. But he was honest and, like Carl said, like it's two sides to every story. Yep, you're absolutely right. Actually it's three sides. You know what I'm saying? Like it's there, one person's, the other person's, and then the truth. But we'll see what happens. I think that Brian Flores took the higher road, and maybe this is one of the reasons Brian Flores hasn't gotten a head coach job, because people know behind the scenes what's taking place there. So, we'll see what happens. But if they do play each other, it's going to be a lot of trash talking, man. Speaking of trash talking, this is a very interesting situation. So we all know, we're both Panthers fans. Bryce Young gets a lot of turmoil in the media. But this has been going viral this week. So there was I can't remember. I think it was the Bengals. I think it was the Bengals and the Colts had a joint practice, and some of the players came out going against the first team Colts players, and they were just talking trash, like cold hard trash to Anthony Richardson and about Anthony Richardson towards the media. They were saying that he can't throw. All he does is run. He only throws to certain spots. He's not even looking at the play. This man don't know what he has going on. He's one dimensional, and they're just blasting all this stuff out. Media took it and ran with it. My thoughts for you is, do you agree or disagree with players doing this in these joint practices, especially with a second-year player?
Yeah, you just got to be careful, man, because you're going to have to see said player at some point. You just got to be careful. I like it. I like the junk talking. I'm sure we'll get to the Cam Jordan thing too, but like, I like it, but you just got to be prepared with what comes with that too. Like, you got to be real careful. Because that was just a joint practice. We talking about practice, right? We've seen Richardson play pretty well before he got injured. So I don't know, bro. Like I'm with it. Like I like the smoke. I like the tension. I like when the players do that. But again, you got to be prepared what comes with it.
Absolutely. And I think he's still learning, right? Like he's a second-year player. He's figuring it out. He's coming back from an injury. He didn't practice that much during training camp. But I think people are just getting fired up, and I was talking to somebody who played in the NFL, and he was like, y'all don't understand how much trash talking happens during games that people don't hear about. The mic doesn't catch it. And so I think these are like little instances of that. Like this is not the first time that we're going to hear about somebody being trash when they really aren't trash. That's just how they talk and try to get in the heads of the other players. It just sucks that, they caught on to this, and of course the media are going to take it and run with it. So, I don't think they call you the Segway King for a reason. But we about to get into this piece. So Cam Jordan was on the Mina Kimez show, and he had some things to talk about in terms of Bryce Young. The question was like, hey, you see Bryce Young twice a year. What are your thoughts on his rookie season? And he was like, were you watching the same game I was watching? Like, the man had no time. He was like, you're coming from Alabama, you're used to a certain caliber type of player, right? And you didn't have to do some of the things that he had to do his rookie season. And then he just completely just trashed our whole offensive line. He's basically said the only star, I guess, or the only great player from the offensive line was Moton. And he said everybody else was complete trash. But he thinks that they will be better because of the money that we spent and the type of players that we do have. What were your thoughts when you heard about this particular piece? And do you agree?
Yeah, I mean, I agree with everything Cam said. Like, I mean, I wouldn't go out there and say it publicly again, because you got to prepare what comes with that, especially when you play the Panthers week 1, right? You gotta you really have put a bullseye on your back. You owe, like, I don't know if it's the right messenger, right? I don't know if Cam is the right. Back in the day, Cam, when we was going up against Cam Newton, it was Cam Jordan, and that was a time, right? That was when you can talk. But Cam, you getting a little bit older, you a little bit washed up, but he did speak the truth, right?
Yeah.
It was nothing but truth said. Like, our offensive line was not good.
It was trash.
However, we're gonna find out if Icky got that real dog in him. He's the only one really left. You got Corbett. I don't know if he kind of lumped Corbett in. Corbett was hurt, so I don't know if he's gonna really take any offense to that. But Icky can take direct offense to what was said about him
on your shoulder.
Yeah, so if we don't, bro, that whole offensive line should have the ultimate chip that first week. Like that, if there is this is like bulletin board material 101. Like this is like the perfect example of bulletin board material. So if y'all don't gel, and like, it should be 0 sacks given up week 1.
0. Especially from Cam Jordan.
From anybody.
Cam Jordan should be 0. Cam Jordan and Chase Young. It should be 0 sacks.
Bro, it should be 0 sacks from anybody. It should be proving a point that, hey, I heard what you said, bro. Now you got to come. Now you got to come deal with this,
right?
Because this ain't last year. You got Robert Hunt, Damian Lewis. It's some dogs up there now. So they should be road grading the whole game, and the message should be sent week 1. So we're gonna find out. We're gonna
find out. And I see the shout out to We Told You All Week. If y'all don't follow We Told You All Week, make sure y'all go over there. If y'all into betting and want to learn about college football betting and all that stuff, go check them out. But Panthers O-line stinks. No, they stunk. It's different this year. And it's hard. We haven't seen any of the product on the field yet, so it's hard. You can't even say that yet. But I definitely think that I would definitely use this bulletin board. If I'm Joe Gilbert, if I'm the offensive line coach, I'm showing this clip and saying, like, prove them wrong. Like, you're gonna prove them right, you're gonna prove them wrong. Which one are you gonna do? And Icky definitely has a lot to prove. And I hope that he uses this as motivation. That's the biggest thing. Uses motivation and show out. So that's the biggest piece. The next piece I want to talk about. This is interesting. I'm not sure if you saw this. This man has been going viral all week for two things. I'm gonna hit on one because, well, we can probably touch both of them. But this guy's name is Daryl Doucette, and he is the quarterback for the U.S. flag football team. And he basically came out because if y'all don't know, in 2028, flag football is going to be a part of the Olympics. And so he came out and said that he thinks it is utterly disrespectful that NFL players are even thinking about taking the Olympic spots for the flag football when it should be the people who actually play flag football. And then he actually came out and said that he thinks that he is a better quarterback than Patrick Mahomes when it comes to flag football because of his IQ for the game. And when he said the game, he was talking about flag football. What are your takes on this? Do you agree or do you disagree? One, that NFL players should or should not play flag football. And then we'll get into the Patrick Mahomes stuff later.
Bro, I think you got to do whatever it takes to win, right? So if it takes Patrick Mahomes playing, that's like no different from me saying the NBA players shouldn't play. Like, to me, in my head, you know what I mean? Like, I think if you're gonna play, you play to win. So you get the best guys out there, and you got guys that have played. I'm sure they play flag football in their own time. I'm sure they've been playing it their entire life. So is it a different game? Sure, right? There's some different things to take into account, but Man, I don't know, bro. Like why is he even talking? Like you can't, bro. You can't talk, bro. Like you got to sit down, bro. Like for real, you got to chill out. You got to chill out. I get what you're trying to do. Like I get it. I understand your perspective.
Yeah.
But you can't say that, bro. Like that
Yeah.
that game, the NFL game, is a whole nother level, bro.
It's
You
different.
cannot disrespect them like that. That's disrespectful for you
It
to say
is.
what you said to
It
them.
is.
Like you could have just isolated yourself. Just say, hey, look, I'm the nicest dude out here in flag
Yeah.
football, and left it at that. You didn't have to bring in the NFL
Let
guys.
the
You didn't have to do that.
film prove it. He's trying to pull a
Yeah,
Noah.
exactly.
He's trying to pull a Noah Lyles, the world champion. What?
Basically, yeah,
trying
that's
to-
exactly what he's trying to do. He's
pull a
trying to
Noah
get
Lyles.
clout. He
Yeah.
clout chasing, bro. That's
Yeah.
exactly right.
But here's the thing. Shout out to Vashti, who she is at the Keep Pounding High School Classic at the Bank of America Stadium, so she couldn't be with us today. But she said, like, at this point in time, some way that people look at going viral or media is there's no good or bad press. Like it is just all press, all attention, all media. And so this man is really trying to take that route. But people are pulling receipts and showing videos and everything. First off, his throwing mechanics are horrible, right? Horrible. But there is a difference between flag football and NFL. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of different things, a lot of twisting of the hips, and I saw him like doing these weird little dips and all these different things. So yes, there is a different style of play. But to say that these people who are playing at the highest level can't do that is wild. It's wild to me because they can literally look at you and say, well, you can't make it in the NFL. And that's a fact. So I think it's very interesting. At the end of the day, people, it's all about the bottom dollar. People are going to make money. People want to make money. And the way to make money is to get these NFL players on those Olympic spots. That's more money to be made because people are going to watch. People are going to stay tuned to see what's going on. And so to say that the other thing I want to hit on is the whole Pat Mahomes has a better IQ than him in the game. That's wild. That's the one thing I disagree with. How can you sit there and say that you have a better IQ than Pat Mahomes? That's wild.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on
that?
that?
Do that. Yeah. Why him of all people? Like you can't go
Because he's a top quarterback. He went to the head. He pulled a Noah Lyles.
Bro, he's the walking GOAT. Pat is the walking GOAT right now, bro. Like he's the playing active GOAT. Like you can't go at him. Like you just, like you say, clout chasey. This is crazy, bro. Like, come on, man. I know Patrick Mahomes would be an elite where he can't get hit. Like, bro, he would pick flag football apart, bro. Come on, man.
Up.
Why even try? Why even say that, bro? You don't mention the GOAT's name, bro.
Bro, I can name him 5 quarterbacks right now who would kill in flag, straight up. So like it was interesting. And you know, he's been going viral because they even put out his like measurements. This man's like 5'8", 160. And so they put out his measurements like, oh, this I understand you. If you really want that Olympic spot, bro, then go get it. You ain't got to talk about it. Just go get it. You know what I mean? But I see people in the chat already saying like, oh, he's not even the best flag quarterback out here. But it's interesting, man. I think that a lot of people probably won't play because, I mean, there's a lot of movement and everything and potentially torn ACL. So it's going to be interesting to see what contracts look like moving forward.
Dudes won't even play in the preseason, bro. They're not going to play in that.
Exactly. Exactly. Maybe some UFL people, but I mean, at the end of the day, you
might get former guys, but not. Yeah, you ain't gonna get nobody.
Yeah, you're not gonna get
too big.
Nobody crazy, right? But I thought it was very interesting. Shot, did you? I know you watched some shows. Did you get a chance before we go into the next one? Did you get a chance to watch? Do you watch House of the Dragon?
Yes, I did.
Okay, perfect.
I did.
So season 2 came out. Did you watch all of season 2?
I did.
All right, so I got some thoughts on this, and I want to talk to you about it because it's been a lot of back and forth between this season 2, right? Was it fire to you, or do you think that season 2 was mid?
I thought it was mid for the most part. Like overall, there was some high points. Yeah, I mean when the dragons start going at it, that's crazy. Mm-hmm. Anytime the dragons appear, like it's fire. Like something crazy about having dudes getting ate up, like that's fire. I thought that was no pun intended, but yeah, I thought overall, bro, like when you compare, it's just you gotta separate when you look at the Game of Thrones and how it was written and how like the character development, like I think, when you talk about Game of Thrones, what made it so dope is that you were invested in certain characters.
Facts.
In House of Dragon, it's
different.
I ain't really
Yeah.
locked in. You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
ain't really tapped in with nobody like that. I don't really care. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So I don't know, bro. Like I see what they doing. They set some stuff up, but it was overall was mid. But yeah, and
Yeah.
this is right. That's perfect. That's the
Yeah.
perfect way to put it. It was
Yeah.
basically a trailer for next season, and it was mid. And that what's 2 years? What is it? 2 years from now? We gotta wait.
Something out. Look, I'm cool with waiting if it's gonna be better than what it was this season because it was complete trash. I think the reason that I fell in love with Game of Thrones so much is because when I was watching it, one of my LBs, not my LB, excuse me, one of my fraternity brothers was like, "Yo, before you watch this, do not fall in love with one character because they just might die." And I was like,
fact.
"What?" And that enticed me, right? So that's what got me really involved in it. And I mean, people were dying left and right, and it was such a good storyline. The character development was great. It was like a build on per each season, except for the last one. Last one was trash, but that's a whole nother story. They rushed it. This one was different, right? The character development for me was all over the place. Even the first season, because of the fact that one episode, Rhaenyra could be 14, and next year she grown. I'm like, yo, what's going on? Like one episode, like they just did so many time skips. It just threw me off at some points, right? And then season 2, like somebody said, we told you all week, like, bro, Damon was stuck in a daggone Harren Hall for the whole season. It was the whole season.
It was like, bro, we didn't even see you, bro. Like, what you doing?
You in Harren Hall trying to be a king, and then out of nowhere, Rhaenyra show up, and you
pop out.
And
yeah,
then
exactly.
Like, yo, what? So it was just really weird. Do you have a particular character? It got to be a favorite character, but do you have one character you like? Yo, I don't mind this person. This person pretty solid.
Nah, man, I rock with Rhaenyra, but that's really got a lot to do with Game of Thrones. Like I'm trying to not like go back and connect the two. It's just difficult.
Yeah.
But I ain't really connected with nobody like that. I ain't really rocking. Like it's cool. It's a cool little season, but I mean, it's because ain't nothing else on. Ain't nothing else on, bro. Ain't nothing else on. So you gonna throw it on. Yeah, you know what I mean? You just so used to it. Every Sunday, you just gonna turn it on and it's on. You know what I mean? But
I'm just waiting for like, the crazy part about it, bro. Like I was waiting. I'm like, yo, this season is gonna give me that red wedding moment. You know what I'm saying? Like it's gonna give me the moment where I'm just like, ugh. And that blood and cheese thing, that just didn't hit. Like I think they were expecting that to be like red wedding, like, oh, the way that they're gonna kill this particular person is gonna remind you. No, it just didn't hit for me. But the person that I do like, and it's weird that I like this character because he's evil as all get out, but Aemon, I like Aemon. I just like because he just cold blooded. Like just go kill. Like that's what I'm looking for. Like be cold blooded. Go get what you going for. Go after it. Everybody else is like, even with Rhaenyra and Alicent, bro, like they both supposed to be these bosses, right? But in the day, they're sneaking into each other's camp to have this conversation. Are you sure you want to do? Like, no, like Game of Thrones, nobody
off with your head, bro.
Off with your head, bro. Like we're not talking. We about that action, boss. And I miss that. I miss that storyline, right?
The violence.
Yes, give me something. So yeah, it was close. It's close to trash for me this year.
It was borderline trash.
It was borderline
trash. It has some moments in there. It has some moments, but for the most part, yeah, you're right. Borderline trash.
Oh, and Sir Kristen Cole, I couldn't stand him. I can't stand him. That's the character I hate. I can't stand. You talking off with your head? I wanted him gone. I wanted him out the paint quick.
Yeah, he was violent. Yeah, I got
get him out the paint quick, please. I wanted him toasted early. All right, so I got that off my plate, off my chest. I had to get that off because I'm like, yo, I just need to talk about this real quick because this was so trash, and I'm disappointed. I'm just extremely disappointed in this season. I'm disappointed in this show. I'm just mad about it. It was annoying. All right, so let's go ahead and get into a next thing. Not sure if you saw this or not, but Damian Lillard, who plays for the Milwaukee Bucks, was on Club 520, which is a hilarious podcast, by the way. If you don't watch it, it's hilarious. But he was on the show, and they were just talking about like just being Hall of Fame and, legacy and all these different things. And Dame Lillard came out and said that he feels like he is the most underrated player in the NBA and that people don't really give him the credit that he deserves. Damian Lillard is a star player, superstar, really, really good player. No rings, right? Hasn't made it to the big dance yet. And so my question to you is, one, do you agree with his statement that he is very underrated, one of the most underrated players? And then also, because of the fact that he doesn't feel like he gets his credit, do championship rings hold too much weight when it comes to individual accolades?
Man, that's a tough question.
It's a
So
tough question, bro.
I'm not the biggest NBA guy, and a lot of it has to do with it's just tough nowadays to like be a fan of a particular team because
Yeah.
everybody wants to build these super teams,
Yep.
and it's tough for like small market teams to get ahead because if you don't have like a premier player, which makes that team become a premier destination, it's just tough to get ahead.
Yeah.
I mean, case in point, the Bucks. Milwaukee's cool, but Giannis really takes them over the top. So
Right.
then you attract guys like Dame and other guys, and you're able to get a chip, which is dope. I like to see that.
Mhm.
But overall, bro, like I do think championships, especially nowadays, are a little bit overvalued. I think it depends on the team,
Yeah.
right? So I like Denver. I like how Denver got theirs, right? So I respect the Denver championship.
Yeah.
I don't. Some of the other championships are a little question marky because of, even with like KD and them and Golden State. Like, come on, bro. Like y'all built this daggone super squad, and it's
Mm.
like it's cool, like, but it's expected. You know what I mean? So it's tough for
Mhm.
me to put value on that type of team and that particular ring. That's dope.
Right.
Kudos, you got a ring and
Right.
salute. But it just all championships aren't built the same to me. But as far as Dame, bro, like I like Dame, and he don't really say too much. It's the first time you really heard him talk like that. Like he ain't really outside. I mean, he got bars, of course. We
Yeah.
heard him rap, but
Yeah.
he don't really be talking too much. And this just goes back to the players now taking control of their own narratives. They
Yep.
talking. I think it's dope. But can you really be the one to say you don't get the credit? Can you say that? As
That's a good
I don't
question.
I
That's a
don't
good
know.
question.
I don't know because I think a lot of people rock with Dame.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people especially respected him because he didn't switch teams until recently.
They
I
respect him
respected
to
the
the
fact,
point. Yeah. I'm
yeah,
sorry.
I respected the fact that he stayed on Portland and didn't move, and he was just like,
Mhm.
I'm here. I want to get a ring here. I want to stay. I mean, I also respect the fact that you went to another squad, they trade you, whatever the case may be. But can he be really? Can he be the one to say that? I don't know. I don't know. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
But
It's just weird. It's like the squeaky wheel gets the oil, right? Like, it's how you gonna say, like, look at me? Like, it felt like the look at me piece. Like, give me my flowers. Like, no, people are gonna give you your flowers. Like, you don't have to ask for your flowers. Like, people will give you your flowers. I think
right,
the biggest thing about Dame too is like Dame would talk, but he would, like, it was like very passively aggressive to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, even when he was on the Portland Blazers, like, he would literally say, like, I'm gonna ride for my team. I don't like super teams. I'm not gonna back out. Da, 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 da. Like, he just kept on saying that like every single year, to the point where it's like, all right, like, if you're not gonna do that, well, at least show up in the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? Or Portland, go find him some help. You know what I'm saying? And
yeah,
Portland never really found him help, which is the reasons why he moved to the Milwaukee piece. I do think that Dame Lillard is a great player. His stats prove it. He's a sharpshooter. Sometimes a little liability on defense, but that's a whole nother conversation. But he's a solid player, you know what I'm saying? And I do think that all championships do tell a story. And I think you're right about that. Like, each championship is going to be a little
right,
different, right? Depending on who it is, how the team was made, who they play. Like, even the Boston Celtics championship this year. There's a lot of people
I
saying,
agree
like,
with that.
oh, there's
Yeah,
a lot of star players on those teams who were injured on their way up. You know what I'm saying? So it's a
yeah,
lot of different things that people don't tend to think about when it comes to the journey from the start of the playoffs to the championship. So I thought that was very interesting. But at the end of the day, man, like, let your actions speak for itself. If you feel like you don't get enough credit, then go out there and show it. You know what I'm saying? And the reason why you don't feel like you get a lot of credit, because a lot of attention's not on you right now. First off, the Milwaukee, they might have made the playoff. I think they did make the playoffs, but they were out the first round. Either
yeah.
way, a lot
I think
did
Giannis was
happen.
injured or something.
I think Giannis and Dame got injured at one point.
Yeah,
But you got some of these superstar players out here doing their thing. The Anthony Edwards, who beat Kevin Durant, and it's like,
yeah,
all these different things are happening, and the game is elevating, and these young players are becoming star players and superstars and all the attention's on them, and now you're one of the older guys now, Dame. You know what I'm saying? So it's not the fact that you're not getting your credit. It's just that more attention is being placed elsewhere. So if you want some attention, look, we live in a show me place. You got to show people.
Especially on that squad with Giannis, like you ain't no more excuses no more, bro. Like that whole Portland, ain't nobody got, bro. You got Giannis, like you got to make something shake out there. You know what I mean? So, and it's tough. It's tough out there, bro. But we'll see what happens, man. But shout out to I like Dame, bro. I do like him as a player, and I like him as a person too. But
I do too.
I don't know if you can be the one to say that. I just don't know.
He goes into this. This is a good question. Well, LeBron called himself the greatest. Can you do that? How do I feel about this? I think LeBron has earned the right to say that he is the greatest. But at the end of the day, I do believe that the Mikes and the Kobe's would not say that.
Of course, they're not gonna say. Mike would never say LeBron
is
great.
No. I'm saying I'm saying they would never say I'm the great.
I think Mike would.
I think on the court, yeah, but you're not gonna be in the thing like I'm the GOAT. I'm this. I'm that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Unless they're in a competitive environment where you on the court, you like I'm him. Like I'm that dude. You know what I'm saying? Like I think that they would both do that. I think Kobe and Mike would do that. But I don't know. Maybe they would. Like, I mean, they say they're two of the most competitive people. They competed on everything. You know what I'm saying? So maybe they would. I don't know. What do you think?
I don't know, bro. I mean, listen, you can call yourself whatever you want to. And like you said, you know, of course he got a lot of accolades and all that, but yeah, I don't, man, let the people don you what you are, bro. Like, I mean, if you look, a lot of people call LeBron the GOAT. Like, there's he has a solid following that will call him the GOAT. So maybe that's what maybe just feeding into that. Maybe he's feeding in and listening to what the people are saying, and he's owning it. There's nothing wrong with that. But
speaking,
I don't know.
Yeah, I get it. Speaking of Segway King again, speaking of people donning you, and this wasn't on the agenda, but I wanted to talk about this. My boy Derek Brown got the players, they do a top every year. The NFL does like a top 100 NFL players, and he got snubbed in this top 100. He was not on the top 100 players to play, and I don't know. I don't have the whole list of who made it, who didn't make it. But what are your thoughts on him being snubbed? Do you think that he should have been one of the top 100 NFL players, especially if we're talking about like he never came out and said I am a top 100, but the players pick who they think is the top 100 players? What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, listen, it comes with success, right? We that top 100 is a popularity contest.
Yes, sir.
And if your team is trash, you're a 2-win team. You're not gonna have anybody on that list. Like that's just the reality, bro.
Yeah,
it's just the reality. So, does he deserve to be on that list? Absolutely. We know it. All Panthers fans know it. But the reality is, it's just not gonna happen because how trash you were. Now, a lot of it is reactionary. Same thing happened to Brian Burns. Brian Burns didn't get his flowers until the next year. He had a great season. He wasn't on the list. Then that next year, he was on the list, right? Same thing's going to happen with Derek Brown. He wasn't on the list this year. He had a great season. He's going to follow it up with another great season, and he's going to be on the list again. So I think it's just reactionary. And he'll be on there, but definitely should be on that list 100%.
Right. That's a good point. Aaron Rodgers made the list. He only played four snaps last year. Exactly. That's enough said right there. All right, man. So next Tuesday. So first off, shout out to Shad. Shout out to my boy Shad. This man is doing a whole marathon. So if y'all want to know what's going on in terms of roster cuts, and you're doing this across the whole NFL, right, Shad?
Yeah. So here's how I'm going to do it. What's going to happen next Tuesday is I'm going to do a marathon stream, right? So we're tracking all roster cuts across the league. And the reason why I'm doing that is because the Panthers have the number one waiver priority, right? So they're sitting at the top of the list. Anybody that gets cut, we have basically first right of refusal. So if we see a guy, all right, does he fit our scheme? Does it make sense for us to put in a waiver claim? So that's what I'm going to be looking for. Some of these big names, or maybe not so big names that are talented, maybe they can fit our roster. So that's what I'm looking for. Also, of course, tracking our cuts as well. But it's really looking for what else happens across the league to see where we can improve our roster, because I still think we have a couple of holes. One being offensive line depth. Number 2 being cornerback depth. Yeah, I mean, so I think we are not cornerback. Excuse me. Edge rusher help.
Nah, I ain't feel like doing it.
Yeah. So with the edge rusher help, I expect us to go ahead and get another a waiver claim. So that's what I'm doing. Marathon stream.
That's dope. I'm look. If you need, just like Rob Brown said, if you need some somewhere, I'll pull up, man. I think it'd be dope. I think the deadline ends at like 4 p.m. So hopefully I should be home around that time. So just let me know whatever I can do to help, because it's a long stream, bro. Before we get into the rest, Vashti, what's up with you? I think she's trying to figure.
Hey guys, I'm trying to get my mic situated, but
okay.
What's
Take your
up?
time. Not much. How are you? You sound good to us. So Vashti, if you can hear me, please tell me that my boys, the Big Eye, please tell me that they hung in there and won.
They did. They did win. Myers Park scored 21 unanswered points in the second half. Independence was shut out in the first half. Independence was shut out in the second half. Myers Park scored 21 unanswered points in the second half. They were driving, and then the coach ended up taking a shot at the end zone, ended up getting picked off. Independence wins. Good game.
That sounds
They're really going to make me like high school. They're really going to make Carolina good. Make some noise in this high school game.
Okay. So you enjoyed yourself.
Yeah, we got one more game, Providence Day and Weddington, and I've never seen high school kids as big as these guys from Providence Day. 6'6", 6'7".
Yeah.
Like these are they look like NFL players on the field. It is crazy.
Wow. Hey, look, I don't know what they feeding these kids these days, but
different breed for sure.
Yeah. So Vashti, while we got you here, what was the vibe of these from a Panthers perspective? These last 2 practices, it seems like it's been really, really good. What's the vibe that you're getting from these practices, and what do you think? I know you can't say too much, but what are you thinking about how they're looking so far?
Bryce has looked really good probably the last couple of weeks in practice with his accuracy, with his comfortability, but I'm not drinking the Kool-Aid, y'all. So I'm just saying that
come with the cup.
No, they look good in practice.
Okay.
We'll see how they look on this 1 or 2 drives that they play on Saturday. I think if they score or even in scoring position on the first drive, I don't think we see them again. I think this is really just about going through the routine, getting a feel for what they can expect on game day. We hope that they put together a good series and they pull them and get ready for New Orleans. But they've looked good in practice. The vibes have been good. You just hope that translates on Sunday. The vibes were good last year too, so we thought.
Yeah, we're not going. Yeah, that's true. We're not going to talk about last year though.
I got a quick hot take on this because I think Canales is in a lose with starting these guys. Yeah,
yes,
I think it's lose.
Right.
Yes, you're right.
Because if they go out there and they look like trash against Buffalo's 2s, or he gonna get flamed up, and it's gonna be a rough start. If they go out there and look great, it was just the 2s. We ain't gonna be able to do it against the starters, anybody's starters. So I think it's a lose from an offensive standpoint. I get it, and I want to see it, so I'm not complaining. I'm not complaining at all by any means. Please don't take it that way. But what I am saying is I think it's just a lose. I just don't think there's any way anything from a fan base standpoint.
Yeah,
they gonna complain either way. So, I think it's damned if you do, damned if you don't.
I wouldn't have been mad if he sat the starters. I know a lot of people felt strongly about them playing the starters. I agree with Shad. You kind of like national media fans. It's almost like they bullied him into doing this.
Yep.
I asked Coach Cooley today. About preseason, how he feels about it. Sean Payton doesn't play his starters in the preseason. Period. That's where he came from. And I understand that train of thought, not playing players in preseason, because God forbid somebody goes out there and something happens, and now what you do now? Oh, you shouldn't have played. Why you play your starters now? It's just a tough situation. I mean, if he didn't play those starters week 1, then I think that he should have just sat on the rest of the preseason.
I would agree. I would agree with both you and Shad if I didn't like. And granted, this is a press conference. This is what he's saying to the public. This could be a whole different story outside of the press conference. But based on what he was saying around one, the fact that this is the only preseason game that is close to an actual game in terms of playing at 1 o'clock and getting in the swing of what the actual season is going to feel like, and then two, the fact that the first 2 preseason games, he didn't necessarily feel like the team has truly grasped the concepts and the playbook. And so why would you come out and, present something that people really don't feel comfortable with? It's like an artist who is saying, I'm working on this song. I'm working on this song. It's not mastered, but I'm just going to have release it to the crowd. And they're going to be like, oh, what's
it ain't mastered now.
What I mean by mastered, I mean like mix and master, not like mastery.
I get what you're saying, but I don't know. I don't know.
I mean, it's not going to be. Everybody knows that week 1 is the most unpredictable week in all of football. So I'm not saying it's going to be mastered, but what I'm saying is this will be a good test to say, like, okay, you have grasped this particular playbook well. Let's see what it looks like out there on the field. Ness is not against ones, and I do think that he is in some type of lose-lose situation. But at the end of the day, this is a good little warm-up before week 1. So I'm glad that he's doing it. Everybody has their different philosophies. Like you said, Sean Payton doesn't play his, and Chiefs, they've been playing all preseason. So we'll see. We shall see. Vashti, before we let you go, do you have your Maxwell songs?
No, I don't. But I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I'm not a huge Maxwell fan.
We talked about that too. We said the same thing. We said the same thing. We're not like huge Maxwell fans, but when you look back, he got some songs.
He does. Until We Become the Sun, I think is a good song that we like. I like that song.
Yeah, This Woman's Work.
Yeah. There's also a song, and I can't find it. It's probably my favorite Maxwell song. It has a bossa nova type beat, and it's like one of his outliers. I don't know if anybody else heard it, but it was on a CD that I made like a long, long time ago. And I've literally,
you're right.
Yes, exactly. I've literally been trying to find that song. I've been looking up Maxwell bossa nova beat. It's just not working out, but I'm gonna find it eventually.
Yeah, no worries.
I'm not.
That's all good. So that's no worries at all. So what we're gonna do next week, just want to let you know, since the NFL season is gonna start. I don't know if y'all remember when we first started the pregame. We did all our not score predictions, but win and lose predictions for the playoffs. So we're gonna do that for every team going into the NFL. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep record of who has the most wins, who has the most losses, and see who's winning throughout the season. So what we'll look like is we'll have this week's predictions of like, hey, this is week 1, this is who's playing, and then me, Shad, and Vashti will then go through and say we think this particular team is going to win, we think this particular team is going to win, and I'm going to keep record to see who is good at guessing on who's going to win each week.
I'm going to lose. I'm already telling you that right now.
Hey, from what I remember, I might lose too. Before I remember, Shad was pretty solid in the playoffs.
I was cooking.
Yeah, you were cooking the playoffs. I won't hold you, but what I'm saying, I got to make sure that don't happen during the week, during the season. Last thing first for you, I know you got to go. Vashti, is there anything you want to say before we close? We talked about the live show.
That's what I was gonna say. Like the feedback that we got from that was, oh my gosh. I mean, people loved it. We got to do it again.
Oh yeah, we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it again. We're gonna talk about it. We all got to get together. We need to do another PNP and Friends. We need to do a pregame live. We got to do a quick bits live. It's like live shows is where it's at, and people loved it. So yeah, we're gonna have to do it. But we appreciate you pulling up, Vashti. All right, my guys. Anything you want to say before we close?
I'm good, bro. Next Tuesday, live all day, marathon. It's gonna be fun. Breaking down everything. Somebody got to DoorDash me some food. You know what I mean?
Somebody look out for Shad, because this man took off. This man took off work.
Yeah, I'm taking off, bro. Leave me alone.
8 8 to
8 to 9:30, really, because that's the day of the pod. So I'm gonna be going the whole day. I know the deadline is 4:30, but I'm sure we'll have some residual stuff to go over after that.
People gonna drop.
So
It's gonna be. I think it's gonna be some.
Yeah.
I think it's smart. At first, I was going back and forth, like, yo, I was gonna text you. I was like, yo, you sure you want to start at 8? But it may make sense because I think there's gonna be some trades. They're gonna happen because there's gonna be some people that may not
today.
get exactly who may not make the team, but a team wants to get ahead of it before they hit the waiver. So, yeah, man, let me know if you need me to pull up. I may not have any DoorDash Wingstop for you, man, but I'll pull up and give you some entertainment and help you out, man. But yo, shout out to him. If y'all are not following PNP, make sure y'all do, man. They are on the road to 25,000 subscribers, y'all. 25,000, which is pretty dope. I aspire, man. I want to be like y'all when I grow up. You know what I'm saying?
You gotta stay in the grind, bro.
Hey, yo,
stay in the grind. Eventually,
we grinding, bro. We are close to 250 subscribers. I'm trying to I want to get to 300 as soon as possible, and then from there we're moving up. I'm skipping 400. I'm going straight to 500 after that, man. So we rolling, man.
First 1,000 is the hardest to get. After that, it's downhill. Me and my wife get into this all. It's either uphill or downhill. I don't know which one's the right way to say it, but you know what I mean.
Uphill is the grind to me. Downhill is like it's easier.
That's what I said, but she said I was wrong because downhill indicates that things are going downhill, like just like bad. So we got into a bit. That's how I look at it, but that's not the way she viewed it. So we got into a big kerfuffle about. I'm like, bro, it's downhill from here, like
right.
And she looked at it the opposite way. But anyway, you know what I mean.
That's a whole. Maybe
that's what I said,
bro. That should be a poll.
That's what I said, bro. But hey, I might have been wrong. I don't know. Maybe I've been saying it my whole life that way. But anyway, once you get past 1,000, it's all easier from there. It's easier from there for sure.
Yeah, that's a bet, man. But look, I appreciate y'all pulling up on us. Thank you for everybody who subscribed. Make sure y'all continue to spread the word because it's up to you all liking this, commenting. The algorithm picks it up. It goes on YouTube. People see what we're talking about here, man. It's one of the littest podcasts out here. Who else talk about sports, all sports and pop culture, all in the same spot with three of the dopest hosts that you can find around here. I don't find a lot of people, but it's all good. It's us. So make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe. We out of here, y'all. I appreciate y'all. See y'all next week, Thursday, 7, right before Thursday night football. And yeah, we're going to be here, man. So thank y'all. Peace.